Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, my name is Zaskia Davina Adhila, but most people just call me Zas or Kia for short. I'm currently a student at Universitas Negeri Jakarta, and I'm studying English Language Education Study Program. So, yeah, in today's video, I would like to talk about my English journey and also my English abilities so far. And I think I will start with my English journey first. So, as I told you before, that I'm studying English Language Education. Yeah, English education, which is kind of funny, honestly, because my relationship with English has been a lot a lot complicated. Like, okay, so when I was in first grade, in elementary school, of course, I was always the one who doing remedials. I just didn't I just didn't really get into it. So I kind of just gave up trying, I guess, gave up easily, and I just sat there in every class. But then in fourth grade, fourth grade, sorry, I don't really remember what happened back then, but I just suddenly got really into English, like genuinely excited about it. I was writing all my WhatsApp statuses in English, which it was all Google Translate, but still I was trying, okay? And then some people around me started to making fun of that. They said I was being so English, like pretending to know English when I didn't. And honestly, that one really hurt my feelings back then because that was just my way of trying to get better. But yeah, because it was actually the most intense bullying that I have ever experienced. So I stopped. I just completely avoided English in class, with friends, everywhere. I stopped. The only English input that I had was just music because I've always loved music, loved singing, I guess. That went on for a really long time, like until my second year of high school, really, really long. So, what changed? Harry Potter, actually. I just started watching it and something just clicked again. I wanted to understand everything without subtitles. I wanted to be Hermione, to be smart like her. Like, I love her so much. Okay, now let's move on to my real English ability because we just finished the English journey part. So, let me talk about what I can actually do in English. We will start with speaking. So, I can hold everyday conversations. I can share my opinions. I can participate in class, but I'm not always fluent. Okay, like sometimes I pause in the middle of a sentence because I'm looking for the right word, but I can still get my point across and people still understand me. And I think the main thing that I'm still working on is just to be feel comfortable with my speaking because there is still a little bit of that old anxiety when I speak. Okay, now move to listening. This is actually one I feel pretty good about because I can follow movies, YouTube videos, lectures without subtitles sometimes without subtitles. And I think music really helped me here because even when I was avoiding English everywhere else back then, I was still listening to English songs constantly. But fast speech can still catch me off guard sometimes, but overall I'm doing well. Now, for the reading. Reading is surprisingly, reading is surprisingly my strongest skill. I can read long articles, academic texts, even when the vocabulary gets complex, and I actually really enjoy reading in English. Yeah, I just realized that. And I think it's because there's no pressure, Like I can just take my time alone and no one's watching me struggle. Yeah, I just realized that. Okay, now we move to the writing, the last one. Well, I can write essays, messages, long texts with my friends, express my ideas clearly, but I still do some double check my grammar sometimes, and academic writing is still something that I'm improving about. So, yeah, but I can communicate what I want to say without too much difficulty and confusion. So, overall, I can function in English, but meaningfully, not perfectly. Yeah, I guess. Okay, now we move to the self evaluation. Sorry. So for my self evaluation, I'm going to use the CEFR framework, which stands for Common European Framework of Reference for Languages. It goes from A1, which is complete beginner, all the way to C2, which is basically native level. So for speaking, I'd place myself at B1, I guess, because I can communicate, I can express myself. But fluency is still something that I'm actively working on. And for the listening, I'd say B2 because I understand most things well, but very fast or heavily accented speech can still be a bit challenging for me. And for the reading, I'd place myself at C1. Woo. Because this is where I feel the most confident about because I can understand complex text and pick up on nuance. And lastly, for the writing, it's also B2 like listening because I can write clearly and in detail, of course, but there is still room to grow, especially for academic purposes. Overall, I know that I'm not where I want to be at, but honestly, when I think about where I started, like from avoiding English for years because of what people say to me, I think I've come a really long way. And I'm not done because I have new goals to make. Like I don't just want to survive in this major. I want to graduate on time. I want cum laude. I want I want to go to London. I want to go to Canada. That's the plan, and I'm sticking to it. Anyway, that's me, and that's my English journey so far. It hasn't always been easy for me, but I think the messy parts are kind of what make it worth it. Okay, so I think that's all from me. See you in the next video. Goodbye.